Remember DayZ? It was a mod for Arma 2 that was released back in 2012 before a standalone version was announced a year later. Quite a while ago, that. Well, anyway, it's finally got a release date.
DayZ, the early access survival shooter, has finally been given a release date. Well, they've narrowed it down to a year. Next year, 2018. In a blog post, developer Bohemia Interactive announced the game would be leaving early access. Think about that. Sometime in 2018. They said it will be, quote, the most exciting year for DayZ so far. Bohemia also announced they are working on an Xbox version of the game, which is interesting given they didn't mention the possibility of a PS4 version. They announced DayZ for PS4 and Xbox back in 2013. It's also worth mentioning that the PC version of DayZ has yet to reach the beta stage as of December 2017. Lead producer Eugene Harton said the beta update wouldn't arrive until next year either. When it does finally arrive, however, it will bring a magnitude of bug fixes, graphical improvements, and a completely revamped combat system. Bohemia said that once DayZ reaches version 1.0, they will continue to support the game for, quote, as long as it is viable.
DayZ is very different to what most of us played, if we did play it at all, as the mod in 2012. It's completely different now. That first kind of phenomenon was like every man for himself, you've got absolutely nothing. It was permadeath, and it also remembered your character as well. So some people could keep their characters alive and get some nice weapons, and they'd build up this character. While newcomers or people who'd recently died would spawn on the beach, and then they'd have to work their way inland and get murdered either by the zombies or the other players. What it is now is totally different, I think, and the whole landscape has changed, hasn't it, with like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and stuff like that. From this one kind of seed, this whole entire genre has just exploded, and there's all different stuff going on. It's going to be interesting how it competes in 2018. 5 years after it was first announced.
Yay, another zombie game.
Exactly. That's all it is now. That's all it is. This was the original. This was the big dog.
This was the original zombie game.
And it means nothing now because it's been so long. It's still in early access. There's no beta yet. They can't even commit to the beta until next year. Jesus! In other news, Square Enix revealed in a live stream over the weekend that they will support Final Fantasy 15 for another year through free updates and DLC expansions. The game's director, Hajime Tabata, said he would like to see at least 3 new story DLCs released in 2018, which expand on the game's lore and world. Pretty cool for a mainly single-player game that came out in 2016. However, Tabata did say they will not release any more DLC until they are sufficient enough to stand up on their own. That, and they still need a final sign-off from management before they can start development on any additional DLC. Final Fantasy 15 is still receiving game-changing updates for free as well. An upcoming patch is set to add the ability to swap characters on the fly, which you were previously unable to do. That is a pretty huge change. Final Fantasy 15 represented a huge investment for Square Enix. Maybe it does make sense they want to continue supporting it for a bit longer. The company has also said in the past that they're looking to make games into their own content platforms. This is cool for Final Fantasy fans, I reckon. If it came out at the end of last year, they've already had a bunch of DLC, and there's a season pass worth of DLC has already come out. There's multiplayer stuff on the way as well, and then now there's this whole other batch of story DLC possibly on the cards as well. That's very exciting for someone who's bought the game and wants more from it. I quite like it when this kind of thing happens. When a big game comes out, they've spent a lot of money on it, Square Enix has spent a lot of money on it, and then they just want to keep building on that in the future. I think that's pretty cool.
This is one of those games that was in development hell and took ages to release, right? It was announced like 10 years ago or something, and then they finally released it last year. And it just seems like they just don't want to give up making content for it now. It's like, no, we've been working on it for so long, we just want to keep making content. So fair play, I mean, the gamers win, don't they?
This kind of DLC is basically cool, and it's cool with consumers. I think the gamers are more or less pretty happy with this now, as long as DLC doesn't arrive day one and all that nonsense. This kind of stuff is alright with people, I think.
Also this week, a 15-year-old speedrun record for Goldeneye 64 has finally been beaten by a single second. For a decade and a half, Brian Bosshart held the record for the fastest run of the opening dam level. Dam level, not dam level. Did I distinguish that enough? Or?
I know, it's pretty... Well, good job.
Clocking in a time of 53 seconds. But over the weekend, Australian speedrunner Carl Jobst managed to beat the record by a single second, clocking in at 52 seconds. You would think that having a speedrun of 53 seconds, you have to beat it by a whole second, 52, in order to get the record. Surely, because it's less than a minute, you'd have like milliseconds or like thousands of a second or something, like 53.001 or something like that, just to make it more accurate.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, like men's 100 metres would be like first place, 9 seconds. Second Second place, 9 seconds. Third place, 9 seconds.
Over the years, many people tried to beat the 53-second record, but they only ever matched it, and it was thought it was impossible to do any quicker. But Jobs managed to beat the record because when you get shot in Goldeneye, you get a slight speed boost to help escape further danger, and he managed to get an additional boost which helped propel him to victory. Jobs, who was live streaming the run on Twitch, erupted in excitement after beating the record, and he declared the run the best of his life. The best of anyone's life, because it's the world record.
Yeah, exactly. That's his moment there. It's the podium moment. Well, that's quite nice that he says it's the best of his life, I suppose. You know, I don't know how you fall into doing speed running, but I guess this is the kind of stuff that you're chasing, I suppose, isn't it? This is what you want. You want to be like breaking records and proving impossible things are possible. The fact that he had to get shot to move, you know.
Got it.
So that's my speedrun analysis.
Yeah, you've got to hand it to him, Mike. He's done a good job there.
Yeah. Oh.
The record itself was hard enough to beat. Hard.
You could say he bossed that record hard.
He did, yeah. I mean, Australian speedrunner, that's his job title. What an odd job.
There we go, that one. We'll use that one.
That was nice. That was good.
That's a sign-off pun right there.
There you have it, our midweek pun roundup. If you've got any other better puns, leave them down in the comments. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Check out our another video right about there on your screen. Support us on Patreon if you're awesome. We will see you again in the next video. Bye for now.